bodies to produce or create something big or great. Isn't that what's happening here? Mayors, police jurors, and communities working together to create something big and to create something great. Tim keeps flashing a picture up on the screen. Tim, if you'll put that up there. So Mayor Brown at the last LMA conference made these quadruplex t-shirts for each of our mayors right there, and that's Mayor Ellis and Mayor Brown sporting those t-shirts right there. These leaders define collaboration, and I promise you, you all are in for a real treat today. So I hope you've had the opportunity to finish your lunch provided by Creative Catering. If not, I'm going to ask you to pause a moment. I'm going to begin today's activities by introducing Pastor John O'Leary, Executive Pastor, First Methodist Church, a Monroe Chamber Board member, and my good friend, to deliver our invocation and pledge. And I'm going to ask everybody to stand, and our flag's back this way. Everybody stand, please.
Roy, that word collaboration sounds like a pretty biblical word, but working together to make all things new. Let's pray today. God, as we look to you now, we say thank you for your goodness, for your loving kindness, and for your mercy that we experience each and every day. Lord, it doesn't always go the way we'd hoped. Things don't always swing the way that we have in our minds, but God, we trust that you are for us, that your character is good, and that you know what's best. And so, Lord, together, may we continue to encourage one another as we look to you, as we rest in you, and as we remember, God, that in all things, you work things together for good. Lord, we need you. We thank you for your goodness. And to this and to that end, we honor you today. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Woo. All right. Thank you, Pastor John. So, today, as I look at this head table full of Hall of Fame businesses, institutions, and organizations, and I look down to my right, and I see Hall of Fame public servants, and I look to my left, and I see Hall of Fame educators and a Hall of Fame pastor, I do so with a great sense of pride and appreciation for everyone. Take a moment and soak it in. Look at your tables. Soak in the people at your table. We have come a long, long way, and this is our time. This is our time. And you know what? We're just getting started. Henry Ford said, coming together is the beginning, staying together is progress, and working together is success. Well, with all due respect to Mr. Ford, our leaders and our community have come together. Mr. Ford, because of our leaders and their leadership and their collaboration, Monroe, Sterlington, Richwood, West Monroe, Ouachita Parish, and all of Northeast Louisiana are moving forward. They're working together for our success, and we're going places we've never dreamed we would go. Y'all often hear me quote Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you, not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a bright future. Look at this head table. Look at your table. You are the ones God's using to build the bright future. You are the ones that God is using to give that great hope out there. I also remind people quite often that we live in the greatest community in the world. And I'm going to repeat that. We live in the greatest community in the world. I don't just say that. I believe that to my very soul. God has blessed all of us by allowing us to wake up here every day in this great place we call home, and never let us miss an opportunity to thank him, rejoice, and be glad in it. Mayor Ellis, Mayor Talbert, Mayor Brown, President Smiley, I want to thank each of you for jumping into the arena, for sharing your passions, sharing your talents, sharing your loves, and for sharing your spirit of community and collaboration. You all are truly community heroes, and I want to share two quotes for all of you. Everybody can be great because everybody can serve. We thank each of you for your greatness of service to our community. And the second quote is, not all heroes wear capes. Some teach, some lead, some serve, and some simply show up when they're needed most. A special thank you to each of you for showing up and for serving all of us when we needed you most. And we all salute each of you, and we look forward to hearing your comments. Now, I'm gonna deviate from the script for just a second. And if you are an elected official, if you work for an elected official, if you work for a town, if you work for a city, if you work for a municipality, I want you all to stand up. I'm looking at that table right there, and I'm looking at all you elected people up here. Stand up. Everybody stand up. Go ahead. Stand up. Stand up. Look, you are the ones that continue to serve us day in, day out. We want to give you a round of applause, and I want you to keep standing. Now, I want everybody else to stand up. I want y'all to stand up, and I want y'all to take a minute, and I want you to high-five each other. I want you to hug each other. I want you to thank each other, because you're the reasons people wake up in a jealous rage that they don't live here. You're the reason that it's a beautiful day in all of the quadruplex in Ouachita Parish. Oh. You are the game changers. Go ahead. That's okay. All right. You done? You can sit down if you're done. You cannot look at somebody and say it's a beautiful day, or you're a game changer, or you're a difference maker, and not be happy. So anyway, thank you all for indulging me with that, and I'm going to introduce this head table right now. You met Pastor John O'Leary with First Methodist Church. Next to him is Dr. Ray Morrison, my cousin, that's what he thinks at least. Anyway, Dean of our VCOM Louisiana. Dr. Justin Hoggard, you're new now. I'm not going to say, welcome or anything like that. You're one of us now. Anyway, Chancellor of our Louisiana Delta Community College. Next to him is Dr. Kerry Castile, President of the 3-in-1 University of Louisiana, Monroe, Warhawks the Real University of Louisiana. Next to me to the right, your left, the amazing and awesome Ami Kane, 2025 board. Yeah, there you go. You got a fan club out there. Chair of the Monroe Chamber and Regional Vice President of Mission Integration and Formation for St. Francis Health and St. Dominic Health, and a leader of change. Next to her, the Honorable Friday Ellis, Mayor of the great city of Monroe. Next to him, the Honorable Matt Talbert, Mayor of the super town of Sterlington. Next to him, the Honorable Gerald Brown, Mayor of the tremendous town of Richwood. And next to him, the Honorable Shane Smiley, President of our outstanding police jury. Woo! Now, down here I'm going to start. It looks like Mr. Smart's not with us, so I'm going to start with the Honorable Vermin Mohammed, Vice Chair of the Monroe City Council. Next to him, there you go, give it up for Mr. Mohammed. Chris Holyfield, Vice President, Holyfield Construction, and a leader of change. Y'all keep clapping, you started it. Tim Green, partner, Allen Green and Williamson. Kevin Smith, group leader and market executive for Regions Bank. Billy Haddad, Vice President, Northeast Louisiana market leader for Origin Bank and a leader of change. Beverly Lewis, Director of Economic Development and Community Initiatives for Ochsner, LSU Health Monroe. Josh Brown, Compliance Manager for Mid-South Extrusion and a leader of change. The Honorable Erica Hughes, Councilwoman for the super town of Sterlington. Mike Carson, General Manager for Warrior Media. Yeah. Chris Cobb, Vice President of Steel Fabricators of Monroe, a Lexicon Inc. company. Markia Eaton, Quality Specialist for J.P. Morgan Chase. Barbara Dawson-Monk, Account Manager for Radio and Digital People. And we get to welcome back our good friend, community champion, and a great storyteller, Tammy Arnder with KTV Fox 10. Welcome back, Tammy. Also sponsoring today is Johnny's Pizza, ULM, Louisiana Blue, More Investment, KNOE, Atmos Energy, and EPC. Give it up for all our sponsors. Now, it's my honor and pleasure to welcome Ami Kane to introduce our speakers. Ami, come on up here.
Thank you, Roy. Thank you all for being here today. What a beautiful day in our region, not just Monroe, but our entire region of Northeast Louisiana. We're so proud to have our special guest here today to give you an update on what's really going on in our communities, what's really happening throughout Northeast Louisiana, and how they're making an impact to help us move things forward in this area. So, as in the interest of time, with everything that we're trying to do to get you out of here on time, because you've given us your time and talents here today, we have 4 keynote speakers, and we'll proceed in the order that I'll read out. First, Mayor Friday Ellis of Monroe, Mayor Matt Talbot of Sterlington, Mayor Gerald Brown of Richwood, and President Shane Smiley of the Ouachita Parish Police Jury. So we'll go in that order and hear from each of them. So first, let's start with Mayor Friday Ellis.
about your tape. So a few years ago, I stood on this very stage, and I reminded every single one of you about why your windshield is bigger than your rearview mirror. And I reminded you that the direction that this region is headed is so much bigger than where we had come from. And today we're standing on the cusp of one of the largest economic revivals here within our region. And with that, it's going to take bold leadership, it's going to take vision, and it's going to take a whole lot of collaboration. And I would argue that that's why we are here today. You should all be very proud of these men and women that are sitting at this head table. There is not a time that I have not called upon them and they did not answer. You see, because we can't go where we need to go alone. We do it through collaboration. Every single one of these mayors that are here, man, if you only get to see what I see when I go visit them, and we have our conversations late at night about what's keeping them up and troubling them in their communities. And I know a lot of times the media likes to bleed in things where we differ. But what you're going to hear about today are where we are united. So don't believe that this community is as divided as it's ever been, because I can promise you there are some great things that you need to leave this meeting and brag about, because we're winning. And these are great opportunities. And when I talk about opportunities, some people say they're jobs. They're not just jobs that are coming to this region. These are generational, life-changing opportunities that are in front of us that will change generational outcomes for families for decades. And it's up to each one of us to take advantage of that and to help people be successful here. And I think you've got a great group of people here at this table, and I can't wait to show you what's going on. So I've changed the format up a little bit this year, so y'all stick with me. May be a little rough, but buckle up. We're going to get through this, all right? All right, go ahead, Tim. So I wanted to give you a little snapshot. Now understand that the shiny thing in the room right now is Meta. But what I want you to understand is we haven't forgot about those existing businesses that are already here, and that we're working very hard to ensure that they're healthy. Mid-South Extrusion, you see that they've not only undergone one, but two major expansions, millions of dollars to expand their products here. We just got through touring Lexicon. What a wonderful tour to talk about how they're doubling production. If that is a 4 million square foot facility over in Richland Parish, they're producing 2.5 million square foot of that facility. So when people ask you, are our folks locally eating? Yes, they are. And they've got more than they could handle. And we've set up our team to be able to meet with contractors, meet with existing businesses to ensure that they're healthy. Everything from, man, when we got here first, it was cleaning up the permitting system, and now you're seeing a one-stop shop that every single day that we have people talking about how much easier it is to do business. And let me tell you something, word of mouth will either sink or rise, your ships will float based upon what other people say. And let me tell you something, we've changed what's coming out of people's mouths and the way that they perceive doing business in the city of Monroe. Some big initiatives I want to keep you on track. Just recently I got off a phone call with some folks at the Southern Rail Commission. The president has just issued a NOFO. He has taken $5 billion from the high-speed rail in California. Thanks, Gavin Newsom. And he has put out a notice of funding for passenger rail expansion. I want you to know that we're going to aggressively pursue that. We're in phase 2 right now of the corridor identification. This is going to be able to help us. The state's put up $10 million for our cities to be able to build our stations, and so we're moving forward with plan design for those currently. Next slide. Here's a rendering of what this station is going to look like. Of course, this is just a rendering because as development needs will change. Currently, we're working on multiple projects on that site, but as needs change, that design will change as well. And just to give you kind of a vision statement or vision setting upon that. Next slide. The city of Monroe is the first city in the state of Louisiana to solve the digital divide by entering into a public-private partnership with AT&T. At the end of this program, every home and every business will have access to high-speed fiber, making the city of Monroe a 5-gig city. And that is a big deal because nobody else is doing the things that we did. You may say, what's so great about that, Mayor? Because here's the deal. Monroe has been in this population purgatory for the longest time. We are not a major metropolitan city that qualifies us for big buckets of money, and we're not necessarily rural either, which also cuts us out of big buckets of money. So we leverage your dollars and looked at creative ways to be able to solving the digital divide. So while everybody in D.C. and in Baton Rouge is spinning their wheels on how to fix this thing, we solved it, and you should be proud of the leadership it took. It took collaboration from council, took collaboration from communities. The city of West Monroe and Monroe collaborated on this project. I'm going to tell you that's a heavy lift, and you should be very proud of the leadership here in your region. Next slide. Another thing, you all remember, speaking of being in purgatory, we were in between 2 economic development organizations. We were told, Mayor, you will never be able to stand up a quality organization over here. That's what we were told. But let me tell you something right now. Hear me now, believe me later. You're seeing today that we're reaping the benefits of a quality group of folks in Grow-Nela with Rob and Brookley and that whole gang over there. Let me tell you, they're doing some amazing work. There are things we've been asking for 5 years that they've produced over in a year. And once again, we couldn't do that alone. It took bold leadership from this gentleman sitting down here, Shane Smiley, Stacy Mitchell, the university, everybody coming together and planting our flag to say we need somebody who is putting us first. They go to sleep and they wake up every day figuring out how Northeast Louisiana is going to win. And let me tell you something, we're winning. Next slide. Just so when everybody says, oh, that is only 500 jobs. Okay. Jeez. Seriously, you should all laugh. You should be falling out of your chairs right now because nobody's talking about the spinoff jobs that are going to be created from this. So let's say 300 people come from outside, right? They're going to have a trailing spouse. They're going to either backfilling a job or maybe they have remote work, and that disposable income is being dumped into this community. You see those numbers right there. Those are 46 new leads. Let's just say we land half of those. That's 2,500 new jobs, and let's say they bring trailing spouses. Do you understand the renaissance that we are under right now? And with everything growth, there will be growing pains. But just know your leaders are doing whatever we can to put those things out front. We don't see them as problems. We see them as opportunities to solve, because I've told you from the jump, we're either going to be the example of what to do in this situation or what not to do in this situation, and I don't like to be the latter. And so we're going to work really hard for you to ensure that all of you get plugged into this site. And if you want to catch me after this and figure out how to get some of that work, you let us know and we'll do whatever we can to get you plugged in. Next slide. So again, one of our biggest issues right now is inventory. Mayor, you know, what good is a used car lot if you don't have a single used car on it, right? And so right now we have an inventory issue with our sites here in Northeast Louisiana. There is opportunity landing in Mississippi and in Shreveport because we are out of warehousing space. All of our warehousing space is slammed. And so again, we're not going to sit back and cry about it. What we're going to do is creatively look for ways to do this. With help through the I-20 Development District, the chairwoman is here, Juanita Woods. We are looking for creative solutions to be able to control sites, because what we know is LED has put a bucket of money for competitive funding to be able to get these sites shovel ready. And so they are looking for city-owned sites, and they are looking for municipally controlled sites, either through options or through owning the land, to be able to move forward. And let me tell you something, we have an opportunity like no other. Monroe has 2 of the state's OG tax incremental finance districts. There are only 4 in the state. The city of Monroe has 2, and we're taking full advantage of it. Next slide. This is our new bus terminal, because transportation is, we hear you, is critical here for the city of Monroe. And although some people may argue that, Mayor, you know, that's a big, transfer out from the general fund, but I'm going to tell you this. Folks who use our transit system use it to go to work, to go make grocery, to go pick up pharmacy, to go make their own doctor's visits to keep them healthy. And so we're going to continue to do this. And fun fact, FTA still makes Monroe the oldest municipally owned and operated transit system in the country. So if you didn't know that, now you're going to walk away knowing something. All right, next slide. So I was a little jealous I didn't get one of those headshots. They all look really good. Just to show that the council has some discretionary funding, and they invest those into their districts, and they do things, some really great projects that you saw through there. Again, what you're about to see are some slides that talk about the investment here in Monroe. And when I talked about collaboration, this city council has made it very clear that they want to see infrastructure beautification upgrades within their communities. What you need to know is we are managing a $500 million capital fund program here within the city of Monroe. You're going to see a lot of things that are coming up, and here are a few of the projects that we've came through. Next slide. Next slide. For a grand total that we've been able to cut ribbon on is $111 million worth of projects. So what that means to you is all the things that you sent us in office to be able to deliver. This is drainage, this is streets, this is lighting, this is beautification, this is upgrades to our parks and recreation center, and that's what that represents. Next slide. Again, we're going to talk about this $500 million program that we manage, and I say we. Poor Morgan, his beard's a lot more gray since he's been here, but they have a great team over in engineering. Keep going through these slides, if you will. These are more open projects that we're going through. I'm trying to leave a little meat on the bones for you fellas. So grand total, this is the capital infrastructure program that we're managing here within the city of Monroe. Next slide. And so one of the things that we have been very good at is to be able to leverage your 1% sales tax dollars and flip them into additional 5. And so what does that take? That takes a lot of collaboration and advocacy in Baton Rouge, advocacy in DC. Next slide. And so one of the things that we've ran a $6 million project that's cleaning out every underground drainage structure and catch basin within the city, upgrading our GIS. We're finding some very interesting things inside of our drainage system. But anyway, if anybody's missing a rim, I found one of those. But once you find it and you see it, now you got to fix it, right? So we worked with Congresswoman Letlow's office. She found $7 million in a WARDA bill. It's a water resource bill to be able to identify those projects to come back and fix it. Because like you said, you find it, you fix it. Next slide. Here are some federal appropriations that we've been able to secure over in 2026. Take a look at this. Your folks in DC are working very hard for you. One of the key projects we're talking about right now to be able to, you're talking about set your community up for success. We've proposed another interchange 2 miles east of Millhaven, which will connect directly up to Stubbs McCormick or Vincent, one of the two there. What it does is it pulls traffic off of 594 and it opens up another mega site in North Louisiana. Senator Kennedy has given $7 million. We've already been through the interchange justification report. We've worked with our local transportation organization to be able to put it in our overall master plan. Next slide. State capital outlay. Slow money, as I call it, but it's money, no doubt. But we've been able to work with our partners in Baton Rouge to be able to bring some money home, identify some projects. Calypso Pump Station is about to be out, and so is the Georgia Street Pump Station will be out very soon to be able to deliver those, again, addressing flooding in neighborhoods who desperately need it. Next slide. So state total, $53 million, federal, 17, grand total of $70 million we've been able to draw down, and that's just in state and federal approach. That's not grants to be included. Next slide. One of the things, we're going to sit here a minute because I believe this is something you all need to hear, and I need you to listen up. Monroe, when we came into office, there was no doubt that Monroe's crime was out of control, especially in violent crime. And with proper leadership and proper staffing, when I took over in July of 2020, when we ended the year, there were 23 homicides within the city of Monroe. Last year, we closed the year out with 8. And if there one gets cleared through some domestic charges, that may be 7. So if my Richland Parish math is correct, that's a 64% decrease in homicides within the city of Monroe since 2020. There is no other city in large cities in the state of Louisiana that is showing that improvement. Prove me wrong. We have looked at the numbers. Your folks and men and women of the Monroe Police Department are doing the Lord's work in communities. Now, how do we get there? We did it strategically, and these were strategic investments and steps. Number one, community policing. Your police officers need to have a relationship with those that they serve. And Chief Jordan came in and made it mandatory that when they go out, they drive slow, they stop, they talk, they engage with youth, they engage with their community, they get to know one another to build trust. Number two, we started a senior academy. Let me tell you something. Those were some of the greatest things that Chief Tellis could ever dream, because I will tell you, they are the matriarchs and patriarchs of this community, but they wanted to be safe or know that they were safe when they called in to talk about incidents that were happening within their communities. Here's the difference. When the police show up in communities, people are now talking. Don't believe that police presence within communities are not wanted. Because let me tell you something, people in neighborhoods in this city are tired of crime, just like you are. And I'm going to tell you, every time you see someone who wears that uniform, you need to thank them. And when you leave this room, when people in California like to put up statistics that they can't back up to say Monroe, Louisiana is the most violent city in America, you tell them that's crap. And the mayor said it. Back it up. Prove it in numbers, because we can. And you as community members need to stop sharing that information, because the damage it's doing, if you live at any other municipality around here and think it's doing you any favors, you're wrong too. Because when people don't move to this community and people don't move to this region, it damages this entire region. It's dangerous language that you're using. And it's typically the people that say the most who actually do the least for their community. And these men and women of Monroe PD are risking their lives every day to keep you safe and to help your business prosper. And they're going to continue to do the work, and I will make no apologies about the way that we police in a professional manner to be able to save lives every single day, because you deserve it. You deserve that kind of leadership. And so if you want to know the real numbers, they're right here. And there are no other city doing better in crime statistics than the city of Monroe, Louisiana. And I'm telling you, we're going to continue the work. And this year, as you can see, we're trending down as well. And so that's something to celebrate. I'm going to run through this because I stayed too long, because these gentlemen down here have some great things to talk to you about. But I just want to roll through a couple of these quality of life issues. The zoo, $3.5 million expansion thanks to our friends from the CVB. Wonderful exhibit. You guys are going to be amazed. We're going to crush record numbers at the zoo when this exhibit opens, and you all, man, this is going to be amazing. Lots of things that we're working on. Public safety and traffic safety doesn't have to be boring. And so we worked with Transportation for America and a few other folks to be able to bring beautiful artwork at neighborhood crossings and other places where people gather. Next slide. This is my favorite esports game room. I will say this, and Doc, you've got a pretty cool one over there at the Louisiana Delta Community College. But I will tell you that we've got a cool one too over there at Emily P. Robinson. When I tell you, this is any man cave dream for any of us out there, and these kids love it. What a wonderful way to listen to children when they tell you what investments they want to see. Community centers, not just kids, for seniors. Our senior rooms have been remodeled all throughout our area. We have a vibrant group of seniors who meet. They play bingo. Y'all, that's serious business. They line dance. They do all kind of great things, and it was our way to say we love you back. Investments in our pools. I mean, Adirondack chairs, shade. It's a whole different experience for our community members that come along. Again, investments in our park furniture that you're going to see, that's all branded with City of Monroe. Tennis court expansion. As you can see, we have the best municipal tennis facility in the state of Louisiana, and everyone around the state is talking about this facility, and it will land us more tournaments, more people in our city to understand why we love it so much. Chenault Golf Course, of course, as you all know, the biggest complaints out there was the conditions of the course. Now the biggest complaint is speed of play. So pick your ball up, fellas. Ain't nobody around here Tiger Woods, so y'all move along. But to tell you all the work that's been out there, Coach Baldwin, he's left us now. He went back home, moved with his family. But man, the conditions out there are so nice right now. They're definitely, you need to go back and we're going to continue to make these improvements. This is our last slide before I leave you with a video, but I want to let you know this. I'm so proud of each and every one of you. I wish you all knew what it was like to wake up to be somebody's mayor. It is a special privilege you bestowed upon me. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to wake up every day to ensure that we win for you. And I win for everybody here. If you understood the weight and the cost of leadership, and you see it through our eyes, you'd understand why these folks up here need your help and they need your support. And the good news you hear today, you need to leave and you need to spread it. Because we are working really hard for you. And these are some folks up here you can be very proud of. Thank you. Thanks,
Can you feel it? There's excitement in the air. Boots on the ground, there's lightning in the air. And the energy is electrifying. Can you hear it? The citizens are testifying, sharing the good news. We are Monroe, and that is one we can't lose. There has been a citywide wake-up call, so don't snooze. We've been going forward, so if you're asked to go back, don't retract or refuse. Where there's no vision, the people perish. But where there's no people, the vision perish. So I'm calling all heirs and heiress. Ye are the sons of this great city, so lay hold on your inheritance.
And we can shift to a better place, to a better world, give no way it exists. No more waiting, just more waiting on the call to be reborn. No more waiting, just more waiting on the fall so we'll reborn.
The passion shared by our city employees, our businesses, and our community, our artists and culture creators, our educators, and each one of you here in the audience is truly the engine for Monroe's progress. Every paved street, every new business, and every neighborhood, there's a direct result of your hard work, your commitment, and your dreams, and your belief of what can happen if we all work together here within the city of Monroe. It's your dedication that has transformed our vision into a reality. And as we look ahead, I want to invite each of you to remain deeply engaged in your community. Never forget and never lose sight of that we are one road. And the future is a canvas that we get to paint together. So let's continue to support one another, let's share ideas, and lend our talents in our communities. Let the spirit of the night encourage you and ignite an excitement for what lies ahead for our great city. We are more than just a city. We're a family. We're united by a common purpose and unwavering dedication.
Throughout time, you will find that all regions have had their ups and downs.
Ashes for rise
And we've taken that time to show what we're all about.
build ourselves up again.
The process has been necessary,
Oh, we climb the mountain.
and I quote, "To everything that is living, there is hope, so shine."
All right, Tim, if you'd start that video. Look, y'all don't worry. Mayor Ellis brought a novel and I brought a children's book, so we're gonna get done. Well, I think my colleagues would agree that every day we wake up, we're charged with going out there and making stuff happen. And it's not often that we get a chance to look in the rearview mirror and see the stuff we've done over the last year, 18 months. And so that's only the second time I've seen that video, and every time I see it, I've found new things in it that we've accomplished. So I'm just going to go through real quick some of the projects that we have done and some of the stuff that we're working on getting done in this next year. But I hope when you leave here today, you've heard Roy say it, you've heard Mayor Ellis say it, you'll hear others, that the cooperation and partnerships that are happening right now all across North Louisiana is the reason why we can continue to wake up every day and get out there and move our towns and our cities forward. The Sterlington Sports Complex, we're steadily investing in that complex because we're seeing more and more people. You'll see on the video just over $9 million impact that it made in this region. And so we saw people from about 18 states this year come into that sports complex and play tournaments. If none of you made it out to one of the 3 tournaments that LSUS played in, that team had an incredible run this year, went undefeated and won the NAIA World Series. We had ULM out this past weekend doing a cross-country event. They had over 1,000 people signed up to run in that event. And so people from all across North Louisiana coming out there and run. And so those partnerships, the partnerships with the CVB, the tournaments that they're bringing in, we want to keep that up and keep people coming to our area, seeing what we have to offer and spending their money here in North Louisiana. And then the town hall, we have an amazing staff. I seen my auditors in here somewhere. And last year, we were able to put out the first clean audit for Sterlington in over 25 years. So, and look, my job is to cast vision and look at things from a 30,000-foot view. It's those women in that town hall, those men out there in public works, our police officers, everybody working together. They're the ones that are making it happen for us. I have a great staff. They're a small staff, but they're bold, and they get out there, and anything that I put in front of them, they make it happen, and I'm proud of them. The Lee Morgan Road project you saw there, that's going to be 130 homes at about $300,000 apiece. You've seen the luxury apartments they're building out there. We continue to have developments like that are popping up in Sterlington. I tell people, if you drive through Sterlington, it smells like dirt. That's because we're working on projects from one end to the other, and we're not stopping. The Public Works and Sewer Department, we're making historic investment in those departments, getting them the equipment they need to get their jobs done quickly, efficiently, and to better serve our customers. So you see that we're invested in a new PLC system for that sewer plant. That don't mean much to a lot of folks, but that sewer plant runs at 100% operation, 24 hours a day. We've invested in a computer system that will tell it when it can slow down, when it needs to ramp up. We ordered our guys a sewer pump truck because you don't have sewer problems until Friday at 5:30. And then you got to find somebody to bring out a sewer pump truck, and it's very costly. So we were able to invest in that. Just all that new equipment, it breathes life into those guys. They're proud to have it. They're proud to be able to take care of the citizens. The police department with us today, we have Chief Kobe Brown. We were able to appoint him as interim chief. Barry retired after 20-something years, and so we're glad to have him on board. The work that he's doing, he's already made significant changes in that department, and we're seeing the outcomes of that. One of the things was really getting our code enforcement kicked off. And generally people, if you tell them that they've got a problem, they do their best to fix it. And the ones that can't, we help them along. And but a lot of those things that he's got going over there, we're really proud of the work that he's doing. Just a couple weeks ago, we were able to promote Anthony Evans to assistant chief. That's a guy with 30 years law enforcement experience, former chief of Bastrop, and so he's helped us out a lot. We're hiring new officers all the time. The chief just informed me he hired another one. We'll be sending them to the academy in January. So trying to keep that department built up with people, and they're doing a phenomenal job over there. The partnership with Grow Dela, we sat back and we watched the work they were doing, and we knew pretty quickly that that what they were doing, we needed to be invested in. And so we did that. And we've worked together with Grow Nela and some of the landowners in Sterlington, and we're starting to certify some sites. Just got renderings last week of a 70-acre site that could be used for different things. And so trying to attract those new industries in here to North Louisiana and to Sterlington, and it will benefit all of us. What we know is that when Monroe, Richwood, the parish, West Monroe, when they succeed, we all succeed. And we're going to keep working together to make that stuff happen. We have our Mayor's Youth Council back here. Proud of that partnership. That's something we wanted to do for the last couple of years, is get these students in and teach them what public service means. And if I'm honest with you, I was having a hard time getting that thing off the ground, and Leslie stepped in and said, hey, I can help. And so this year's our first year. I think we started out with 12 or 13 students in that program. We're proud to have them. So if you get out of here today and you don't meet those students that are doing big things in their schools and in their community, then you're missing out. The Keep Sterlington Beautiful. Councilwoman Hughes here came to me early on and said, look, we need to do a better job of keeping Sterlington clean and vibrant. And why don't we have a Keep Sterlington Beautiful? And I said, well, because we hadn't had an Erica Hughes yet, but we're going to let you start it. And so we just, last week we were down in Baton Rouge, and we were recognized as a new affiliate under Keep Louisiana Beautiful. She's got a great board that's out there working hard every day. I can't imagine the text message she gets, because they message me their ideas nonstop. The Sterlington Business Alliance. We knew we needed a chamber out there, and we had one, and it just never could grow legs. And so our partnership with the Monroe Chamber, they came out and they said, look, you guys need your own identity, and so we're going to help you with that. And so we partnered with the Monroe Chamber to start the Sterlington Business Alliance, and it's doing well. Every one of these meetings, we try to invite members in from the Business Alliance and kind of give them an inside look at what we're doing. We host regular coffee and conversations. And I want to go back to the sports complex, because I forgot, we partner with our friends over at Energy, and they said, hey, what can we do? And we looked at a lot of different options, and they said, what about Sterlington's first ADA accessible playground? And I said, that sounds great. And so I signed the check this morning, sent it off, and within 3 or 4 months, we'll have a playground out there for all the kids in the community and the kids visiting. They have a place they can go play. And so those are just some of the projects that we have going on and we have coming up. But we're going to keep working hard, keep growing Sterlington, keep growing the investment here in North Louisiana. So thank y'all for your time.
Good afternoon. It is wonderful to be here today. So 2 things before I really get started. Can we give Uncle Roy and the Monroe Chamber a round of applause? Their vision, their passion for our communities is amazing. And just look at what we put together here today. And that's the second thing I want you to do, is turn and look at yourselves for a moment and give yourselves a round of applause. Everything that we try to do, we attempt to do, we want to do, it doesn't work and it doesn't happen without all of you. So you are definitely to be applauded. I was telling Uncle Roy before we got started, he was asking me, did I have a video, did I have it queued up, had I talked to Tim? I was like, yeah, I've had a conversation with Tim. And so I'm gonna tell a story, and then he's gonna play the video. And he said, you got a story? So Roy puts a lot of pressure on me, so I have to have something to tell you guys. So look, let me tell you guys a quick story. There was a police officer in a small town. Now that small town wasn't Richwood, but it was a small town. And he stopped a motorist who was running through Main Street at about 70 miles an hour. Speed limit is 25. So he stops him, pulls him over, finally gets him behind him. As soon as he gets to the window, the young man, he's very well dressed, and he says, but officer, listen, I can explain. The officer says, just be quiet. I don't want to hear it. I'm going to let you cool your heels as fast as you were going. I'm going to let you cool your heels in the back of my police car for a little while. And I may even have to take you to jail. I'm going to have to talk with the chief and see what he says. But officer, I just wanted to tell you, you're not listening. I told you to be quiet. Matter of fact, you are going to jail. So a few hours later, the officer, he's locked in a cell. He has the young man locked in a cell. And he says, you know what? Lucky for you, the chief is at his daughter's wedding. So he'll be in a very good mood when he gets back. So you may be able to kind of get out of this thing. And he says, I doubt it. I'm the groom. Listen, we got to learn to listen. We have to learn to listen. I know just like these mayors and like Shane, we have great ideas. We have a whole lot of passion, but we also have to learn to listen to our community. Tim, can you cue us up?
My name is Gerald Brown. I'm the mayor of the town of Richwood. I'm in the beginning of my third term, the first year of our third term here. And something that I think is very interesting that's happening in Richwood right now is kind of behind the scenes and people won't really see with the naked eye, is we're working on an economic development district. And so we're working with a law firm to draw out the lines of that district so that we can offer, we have a tax increment financing program that's in place. So we can offer that program to different prospective businesses that may want to come in and relocate in that particular district, or to the businesses that are already in that district, we can offer some incentives to them to improve their infrastructure and to help things in their area to try to draw customers to that particular business. So we're excited about getting that work done. We've seen where it's really helped a lot of other communities in other areas, and so we believe that it'll be a big driver for economic development for us. So right now we're in the midst of a 5-street road program. 4 of them we're doing out of ARPA money. One of them we're working with the police jury on that they're resurfacing for us. A huge project for the citizens that live here. All of these roads were in substandard condition. And so now they're gonna have safe streets to ride on. We're introducing the possibility of having some universal trash service so that everybody can have trash pickup, number one. Number two, so that we don't have multiple of these heavy trash trucks riding on our just reconditioned streets, kind of tearing those streets up. And so we want to be more uniform. We're doing our cooling station, trying to help people to beat the heat in these extreme temperatures. We've got a back to school event that's coming up later on this week. So we try to help our kids get off to a great start by supplying them with backpacks, school supplies. We believe that our kids are the future of our communities. Now we know that every young person is not gonna stay in Richwood or stay in Washita Parish, but we have to pour into those young people. Find out the things that they wanna talk about, find out the things that they wanna explore in terms of careers and education, and try to put them in place, try to marry them up with specific subject matter experts that can help them figure out, is this really a path that I wanna go down? Everybody is talking about in our area the advent of Meta and what that's gonna do for this entire region. It's a $10 billion project. We believe that we need to put things in place for people who may wanna be in those surrounding areas. That's housing, and that's other things that they may need. And so we've got a housing development that's being constructed now. So we're very excited about that project. We know it's gonna add to our population base, which is always a far-reaching goal for us of moving from a town to a city. And so we're about 1,200 or so people short of that. And so we believe that some of the steps that we're taking here now and in the near future, we're gonna help us reach that goal as well. If it looks like what I do is easy, it's easy because I have the most fantastic staff in the world. I have the greatest staff in these United States. They do things that are outside of their job description each and every day. And I don't get pushback. They may do it later, but they don't tell me. And I also want to give thanks and kudos to our Board of Aldermen. They participated, they ask questions, they go to other outside meetings and outside trainings. I appreciate them for dealing with me, because that's not always the easiest thing in the world, but very appreciative of the communication that we've got. We feel like commitment and action is what we have to be about during the coming years. So we're committed to learning as much as we need to learn, to finding out what we need to find out, to being where we need to be, And then we're committed to action. We don't want to just talk about these things, but we want to put boots on the ground and make sure that we're doing these things, whether it's from a financial perspective, whether it's from a physical perspective, whether we need to get partners in to help us work some of these projects. We want to make sure that we're actually committing to do the action that we promise you to do. So if Mary Ellis had a novel and Mayor Talbot had a children's book, then I have the Cliff Notes. It's an honor to stand before you today at this State of Local Government Luncheon. I want to thank our host, our fellow elected officials, community leaders, and each of you who took the time to be here. Gatherings like this remind us that government is at its best when it works hand in hand with the people that it serves. In Richwood, we've been working hard to build a stronger, safer, and more connected community. Over the past year, we've focused on improving infrastructure by resurfacing multiple roads throughout our community and with an extensive manhole rehabilitation project designed to reduce inflow and infiltration. I learned what that means, y'all. Supporting small businesses by partnering with the Monroe Chamber to bring in subject matter experts, networking and sharing best practices, and investing in programs that uplift our youth through our partnership with the North Louisiana Children's Museum, as well as the advent of our Mayor's Youth Council. These are not just policy points, they're building blocks of the kind of community that we all want to call home. But none of this work happens in isolation.